Okay, I'm going to do a short video on King David. And could King David have possibly been a Levite? Okay, seems to be a misguided understanding that the descendants of Moses had no inheritance at all. In Exodus 32:10 through 14, God was talking to Moses and said for Moses to leave him alone and let him destroy the Israelites completely, and he'd make a great nation out of Moses' descendants. But Moses stood in the breach and asked God to have mercy on the Israelites and not destroy them. So basically Moses saved the entire nation of Israel because God was ready to destroy them right then. Moses was also told by God to anoint and sanctify Aaron and his sons into the Levitical priesthood, an everlasting priesthood. So it would seem obvious that Moses anointed Aaron and his sons, that he was higher than they were. And since later Moses was crowned king of Israel, it would stand for reason that was eternal too. Moses was king in Jeshurun, which was an ancient name for Israel, when he commanded the Israelites with the law of Moses, or the law of God. Okay, well that's all in here. But let me make a point too, that from Judah to King Solomon, there was basically 480 years, or 484. And that's 11 generations. Now, even if those generations all live 70 years apiece, it still leaves about a 100-year gap, and as much as 200 and some year gap in between those genealogies in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, it also says that David's sons were priests. At that time, David had separated the priests, and they were Levites, Kohanim, in his own kingdom. So for David's sons to have been priests, it would stand for reason too that they were of the tribe of Levi. That's just some thoughts I had on it, because in a lot of the traditions too, the priests of Shiloh, where the original temple or tabernacle of Moses was brought, these were known by tradition to be sons of Moses, from everything that we can gather. I mean, nothing that at this point in time that we can be absolutely sure of, but this is the way it appears. In another time in the Old Testament, it's said that a Levite from Bethlehem of Judah, the clan seat of Judah, was made a priest in a house of God that another Israelite had. And it said in those days everybody did as they wanted because there was no king in Israel. And it states in the Old Testament that Moses was made king in Jeshurun, which is king of the upright, which could also be, I guess, king of the righteous, which is comes from the word Melchizedek, which is king of the upright, or king of the just. So the way this all ties in together, Judah basically means praisers, or they surrounded the throne of throne of God, and sang praises to God. And this throne that they surrounded could have been the kingship of the descendants of Moses. And therefore the descendants of Moses were associated very closely with Judah. Now, well, let that be it. I'll make another video on this concerning how the Judites were so closely related to the Levites that even when it says the scepter shall not depart from Judah, could have been talking about the scepter of the ruler of Moses' king line, or nor the lawgiver from between his feet, because the Judites praised God and surrounded the throne. And also David taught all the Judites, or the clan of Judah, the Song of the Bow, which would, bow in Hebrew can also mean like rainbow, or the sign of the covenant. So he taught the covenant to the Judite praisers and singers and instrument players in the temple. And if King David taught, then the teachings of the covenant are the responsibility of the Levites. So this ties in again to the descendants of Moses. I think this is very interesting. Maybe other people do too. I hope you can give me your comments and your thoughts on it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.